Hey, welcome to this live stream. It is late Saturday night, I should say Sunday morning, here at IIWR Studios. Yo, man, it feels good. It feels good for uh, s- I don't know, a very late night. Uh, that it has no, yeah, this was ready to be just thrown out anyways. So I was saving this for a review. It's been sitting in the fridge for quite a while, and I'm like, I need something to wet my whistle. And everything I have that's in the fridge is stuff that's potentially needing to be reviewed, and it's stuff that I have never tried in my entire life, much like this Sprite Limonade. But sometimes it sits in there for far too long. It gets neglected. I've got to do other videos besides review videos, or I'm just too tired, or I just can't have a soda at a certain time when I can review. So they just kind of get left behind like this. Now, I could drink this, but I can't give it a review because it's flat. You got to give a product a review when it's completely in its prime time. But, anyways, a little drink here. Yep, that is flat. It doesn't taste. I mean, just doesn't taste that great either. I don't like Sprite in the first place. I'm not the biggest fan. It seems to be the go-to for a lot of people, but it definitely isn't uh, my faves when it comes to either a soda flavor or let alone a flavor that is specific to that branding of lemon lime or whatever. Oh God, that was very classy. Clean the little mouse pad with my spit. Let me just get in here real quick. Uh, what was it? YouTube? Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Make sure everything's going well. Duh, 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 duh. Let's see the live. We are live right now. I want to go to the thing so I could see what the people are saying. Sorry, guys. I know this is very action packed. There we go. Right there. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. Let me turn off. Okay. Let me turn off. Okay. Now I can see the chat. Everything is sounding good from what I could see here. Cool. All right. So this very, very late live stream is action packed. Got an amazing show for you today. It's not going to be as long as some of the other live shows, but just as juicy and probably even juicier. We're going to talk about some fun facts about Halloween, about the auction website eBay, and also obviously some Pepsi products. Now, I've looked up these fun facts for Pepsi, and I'm wanting to test myself to see if I know all of these fun facts. And we're just going to be surprised if we do come across some fun facts that we don't know, all right? So it should be fun. Next, after that, we're going to look into the band Cobra Starship. Now, for you young kids, you may wonder what the hell is that? Is that like some 70s band? No, we'll just get into it, all right? It's a band that has come back in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how, but we will check into that. I can't say that I've been a fan of Cobra Starship. I own an album of Cobra Starship just because I'm such a music guy that I want to listen to all forms of music, even if the music sucks. I'm one of those people that I will listen to anything, even if I'm not a fan of it, just because it's like any type. You just want to soak it all in like a sponge so you know what you don't like. Like, you gotta listen to some stuff that you think is absolute shit for you to really appreciate. It's like life, you gotta have some bad things happen, you know, some bad experiences, so you can really appreciate the good experiences. But yes, I do own the album Hot Mess by Cobra Starship. I think came out in 2009. So we're dealing with the 2010s millennial pop that was like sticky and bright, and it was like an 80s comeback style deal. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be getting into Cobra Starship. And then we got some Dear Abby columns. And this question, Dear Abby, finding myself in the arms of another man and in the middle of a messy love triangle. Ooh, so we're going to get into the juiciness of that. And then we will dive into the main course here, which is a toxic waste candy review. And apparently this is supposed to be, there's a challenge involved with this. So I will go full throttle into what the challenge is about this and all that fun stuff. So anyways, if you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, you're not liking how I'm running the channel, you are loving how I'm loving the channel, make sure to write in below. I won't bite, I promise. And we'll just have some fun, all right? Yeah. So I just want to get into what is happening lately with the channel. We are slowing down with reviews, but amping up a lot more content that is different, stuff that I've been holding off for a long time, stuff that I'm so excited to do and create, just more documentaries, more interesting stuff than just the reviews. Because I've never wanted to get into making reviews in the first place. I always saw that as like bottom of the barrel content that anybody and everybody can make. Not everybody is good at it, but you know, I would say that I'm a decent reviewer of things. I wouldn't say I'm like top tier or anything, but there is so much clogging the pipes when it comes to reviews that a lot of people get so much misinformation from these like vertical screen TikTokers that are only doing videos that are like 45 seconds to a minute long, and it's rather irritating. And when they do the reviews, it's all right, yeah, let's just crack it open. This is what they do, all right? It's like this. Hey, yo, what's up? All right, yeah, you know what we're doing here today? We're trying another soda pop. Yeah, this is new. This is Sprite Lemonade. Yeah, it came out like at some point. You know, I don't have any kind of wherewithal to use Google to figure out any information about the product I'm drinking. I'm just some big fat consumer that just drinks whatever. And make sure to give me a lot of likes and follow, man, because we're doing this all day, man. I'm hustling. I'm making 45-minute, you know, or second. I'm making 45-second little clips every day, man. It's so hard to do this, to film myself and drink a soda. Wow, man. That is good. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Ha 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 ha. That's it. They don't give like a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, no rating, no idea to give the viewer an image or a feeling or anything. It's just, oh, yeah. It's like, oh, it's so trash. So trash. But, anyways, I never wanted to be that guy. I always want to bring something. I want to make the review an actual show, you know, give you everything. So by the end of the video, you are left with having learned something new besides the fact if it was good or bad. You know a little bit of a backstory of what the product is, because I would feel like anybody that is trying anything would want to know what they're trying, you know. Not maybe not everything that I, you know, talk about and describe and educate people on, but at least something to be like, okay, I'm aware that it contains a sea sulfame potassium, may give me a headache. A lot of people don't get into that, man. No, not at all, man. No, not at all, bro. So, if you are using this just as a sleep aid, nighty night, I hope you have sweet dreams from the lovely velvety sound of my voice. But, yeah, so that is the state of the channel at the moment. I'm working on some video game content, just playing games that I really do enjoy. And I gotta tell you, I think since the beginning of 2024, I've learned so much on behind the scenes when it comes to video editing and how I do things with videos compared to how I did like the first 3 years or 4 years of this channel, which most of the stuff was edited through iMovie on my phone, which is insane. Just to think about like the catalog of stuff I put out, just from iMovie on my phone back in the early days. It's crazy, but I feel like when you have limited amount of tools, but you just have a drive, if there's a will, there's a way. So, but I've learned how to, make videos and edit videos in Premiere Pro. I just kind of taught myself and went through looking at tutorials. Got frustrated so much at the beginning because Premiere Pro isn't user friendly at all. It's like anything, like it's like when you first start a job, it's like the first 2 weeks are always such a pain in the butt. And it's like you feel like you're just not getting anything, but then you just kind of fall in line. That's what I'm doing with Premiere Pro now. I'm sure this isn't that exciting to anybody, but this is what's happening behind the scenes. I gotta tell you. And so, I've learned how to use Premiere Pro, make the videos so much better, and it makes like longer videos so much easier to make than what I was doing with my phone. This microphone, compared to holding the stupid little lav mics that kind of like look like I'm vaping, they look like little vape guys going. I got some flack for doing that or for having those because all the time when I first got them, I was messing around with them, doing some test videos. And what you're supposed to do is take the mic and clip it on your shirt, and that's it, right? So that's when I started recording and doing tests, and I'm like, the microphones are very, very low when I do this. Even when I clip it as close as I can to my mouth, it's like I'm talking and it's not picking up. I'm getting pissed. I spent $200 and something on these things. Like, I'm putting all my money into this shit, and like this is the quality I'm getting. But anyways, I go and I just like take it off and I'm like testing. I get closer. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I put money into this. I'm going to use these things regardless. So I guess I'm just going to hold the lav with my hand and that's it. And it'd be like every 10 videos, there'd be somebody saying, hey, bro, you're holding the lav mic. You're supposed to clip it on your shirt. And I either ignore those comments or I'm like, haha, thanks, I know. But in my head, I'm just like, shut up. I know. Try to go through what I went through with buying this shit. But anyways, the YouTube channel has just been a journey, trying to beef up the quality to make everything better and all that. And, I wish I had a tech guy. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. I wish I had a graphics. But, it's all me. It's all me. So, a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing things. But I bought this microphone on a whim just so I could do some voice stuff on this laptop. And I realized, hey, I could also, how I shoot these videos with my phone, plug this into my phone. It didn't click in my head that I could do that. I didn't even know if it could work. But I was like, okay, I got the USB adapter to plug it right in. Doon, doon, doon. Hit the little thing. I talked in it. Went and played back the video. I'm like, whoa, this mic works with the phone. No more lav mics. So I have officially retired the lav mics. So, round of applause. No more comments of, you should put the lav mic on your shirt collar. So, that's awesome. Sprite Lemonade. What, even though this is flat, I mean, it has more of a lemony cut than your average Sprite flavor. So, I mean, it's not bad, but I've had enough of these lemonade flavored sodas. To be honest, it's a horrible flavor to mix in with a soda. You know, I want something that is new or beyond, and lemonade is like a step back. You're supposed to push forward with different flavors and innovative styles of sodas, but it is what it is. If I were to give a flat Sprite Lemonade rating, a 3.5 out of 10 is what I'm doing. I mean, it's serving its purpose just to keep my throat nice and moist. Nice and moist. But besides that, yeah, this is an absolute trash flavor of a soda. That's not an official review or rating, because this is flat. Maybe if it's brand new and fresh, it'll be a whole lot better, but regardless. I keep setting it down here. I'll just keep it right there. Oh, let's move this out of the way here. Because, yeah. In soda news, this is what we got going on. I recently saw that there was a Pepsi Clear Zero Sugar released in Thailand. Okay, bear with me, all right? This released in August this year, and it's an exclusive just to Thailand. It's not going anywhere else. Cole, long time no see, brother. I have so many things to ask you. What to do? I'm doing good, bro. It's late night here. I don't know what it's like over where you are. Hopefully you're doing well. I knew you had some things happening in your life this past summer. I hope everything went okay and things are on the up and up. And yeah, anyways. Good to see you, man. How close are you to Thailand? Can you pick me up some Pepsi Clear Zero Sugar? Please. But Pepsi Clear Zero Sugar was released in Thailand, and I saw bottles. I saw people reposting photos of that soda on my TikTok in the comments. And I'm like, what? Is this AI? I had to look into it. Maybe I mentioned this in the last live, but I don't know. I've told so many people about it. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'll tell you here once again. I thought it was AI. Dug deeper. It is a real legit soda, only available in Thailand. So obviously, I started scanning shops and websites available in Thailand, seeing if they could possibly ship to the US. No luck, no luck, no luck. It's all like local. If you lived locally in Thailand, you could buy from the website and they'd ship it to your house, because there was no way to put in an area code where I lived to connect my phone number and everything else and set up a profile and da 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 da. Anyways, so I looked on eBay and I saw that there was a seller in Norway or somewhere over there in the European countries up there. He had 3 bottles, and I thought it was like fake or whatever, but the next day I looked and there was 1 left, so I bought it. Boom. I'm going to see it's selling. People are buying it, so there's going to be 2 other people in the hole if this guy is fake, so I'll just take a whim. This is my only chance, so I got to bite the bullet. The guy was selling it for $11.99, but shipping was like $30, and I'm like, all right, this is going to be a $45 soda after tax altogether, shipping included. I wait like 2 weeks, and I forget to check my eBay. And I'm like, you know what? That should be shipped or something by now. I go and I look, and there is a message, one ding, little thing in my inbox. I go and I click on the inbox. Your order has been canceled. The seller cannot find the item, has misplaced it. And I'm like, damn it. And I was so pissed off about that because I was hoping to include that with my big Crystal Pepsi video I'm planning on doing in a month or so. And just knowing that that wouldn't be in the video, and that's what was keeping me from shooting the video for so long, I'm like, yeah, great. Thanks for nothing. But anyways, I'm still on the hunt for Pepsi Clear Zero Sugar exclusive from Thailand. And other soda news that you won't get anywhere else. You may get basic soda news from all kinds of Instagram profiles. I ain't even gonna name them because it's useless. But I was searching and I found that there is a pina colada, Pepsi pina colada, coconut and pineapple flavored. That's in like Russia, Poland. It's like exclusive there. Just like those European countries just like release flavors and nobody hears them. Like they're just there. They just exist. They just keep being churned out, and like nobody knows about them. They're there, and the Poland people, the Polish are just like Pepsi, pina colada, whatever. Uh, Me, I see this. I just see images on Google, and I'm like, whoa, I want that. Then I go through the whole thing, get my hopes up, see an image on eBay or something, and it's the wrong thing, and there's nobody selling anything to the United States from over there, and I'm just like, God damn it. But it is what it is. It's the thrill of the hunt, I realized that from collecting Star Wars action figures from back in the day. Some figures are rare, some are more common, and it's all about that rush when you walk into Walmart and you rush to the toy section and you go through all the ATST drivers you don't need, and then you finally find the Boba Fett with the different marking on it that's very rare compared to the other one. The other one's $7. This one with the rare marking on the top of his hand, it's a misprint. That's $45. It's all that. And if everything was so easily available to grab, it wouldn't be fun. It's like if you're like a really hot guy, like all the chicks throwing themselves at you, you just kind of be bored after a while. But if you're like an ugly loser nerd and you finally get some decent looking chick, you're like, whoa, man, she's my everything. I love her so much. Baby, I love you so much, baby. Not basing anything of that from my own life. I'm just saying in general. I'll give you guys an idea. So what else happened? I went to Crumble Cookie yesterday. That was exciting. We ordered 2 Dubai chocolate brownies because they are back. A Dubai chocolate brownie is this. You got brownie, you got pistachio cream with knefe, and then chocolate on top. Anyways, we pull into the parking lot at Crumble Cookie, and we're just waiting because we set a time for when we're going to pick it up at like 10. So we're sitting there, it's like 9:45. And I just hear a car 2 spaces down from us just boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, all right, they're playing that rap music very loud. I want to see what it sounds like. So I just roll down the window a little bit and I listen to it. And it's just like your basic shitty rap songs. Like, it's nothing good. But I'm just like, yeah, the beat. And I start going boom, boom. Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then I don't even look to see who's in the car, but then I just hear these girls giggling and they're laughing and they're like, ah, ha, 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 ha. Because I knew they were looking at me because as soon as I started doing that, they started laughing or whatever. And it's not like I was like, ah, yeah, I got them laughing. Ah, yeah, I hope they're having a good time. It's not that at all. I was like, almost like, this is so stupid, but I'm just trying to have fun. I want to entertain myself more than anything. It's not for anybody else's enjoyment, at least in that instance. But uh, I roll the window back up, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done with that, whatever. And then the car drives off really quick, just like, and I'm like, they need to stop that. There's people, it's a parking lot. And I look, and they're driving without lights on. They roll through a stop sign, then another stop sign, and they veer off like past an intersection, just diagonally. You shouldn't be driving, but I was just like, yep, it's just another old Friday night here in small town USA. What can you say? But anyways, I got the 2 Dubai chocolate brownies, and there, I don't know, like, there is a certain type of person that goes into crumble cookie, and maybe I'm that person as well, but it's rare that we are crumble cookie regulars. But there is a certain type of person that goes into crumble cookie all the time. And they remind me of like all of like the rich kids from school, and kind of soulless, kind of vacant, kind of just nothing happening in their head besides what they watch on TV, what they hear on the radio, or what their family instills in them. There's not much else besides that. Uh, it's like, I know I'm reading people too much. Maybe that's not the case, but at the same time, that's just the vibe I get, and I can't sit there and always neglect what kind of feelings I get from something, or the vibrations. If we want to get all like, stargazing and all that, like the vibrations of people, that's what I pick up from crumble cookie customers. And then they ask for a tip, though. The people working there, to put cookies in a box, or to do whatever that pertains to their job as to putting cookies in a box and giving it to you. They ask for a tip. Now, I don't know about you, but I come from the old school, and I'm not even 40, but still, I've done jobs that are like, working with in the service industry. I've done jobs where I've done twice as much or even more laborious work, to where a tip is never asked for, a tip is never a thing, and I'm just like, I hate to be one of those people that says, no, I ain't gonna tip, no, I ain't gonna tip. Yeah, no, I tip very well when it's at a restaurant and you're sitting at a table and the waitress is really busting his ass or her ass or whatever. That's obviously, you do want to give a good tip or whatever, something of that. But for someone just to do their regular ass job and then spin that damn iPad around and say, all right, do you ever get that where sometimes you get the tip shown at you and there's the option, there is no option to press none or zero. Like, you have to hit custom and then put in the zeros for no tip. And like, they make you jump through a loop just so you don't pay the extra $2.50 or whatever they're asking. It's kind of bullshit. But anyways, that's what's going on with me lately. What's going on with you guys? Hopefully you guys have had a great week, and we start up. It is Sunday morning now. Hopefully you do have a great week ahead as well. And yeah, let's keep rolling on here. We are now going to do some eBay fun facts. So I've had a long history with eBay since the dawn of time, and these fun facts should blow my mind. So Let's take a look. So there are the origins and early days of eBay. eBay wasn't originally called eBay. It launched in 1995 as Auction Web, a small side project by programmer Pierre Omidyar. The first item ever sold was a broken laser pointer, and someone actually paid $14.83 for it. The buyer said he collected broken laser pointers. eBay's first slogan was the world's online marketplace. I still think that is the same slogan. Maybe it's changed, but anyways. So in 1997, by 1997, eBay had facilitated over 2 million auctions, and in 1998, PayPal became the preferred payment method on eBay, a relationship that helped both companies explode in popularity. And then eBay went public in 1998, and Pierre, its founder, became a billionaire overnight. Damn. A billionaire. $1 billion in 1998. Judging by inflation now, that has to be at least $2 billion, you would think. Here's some weird listings from eBay. A grilled cheese sandwich with the image of the Virgin Mary sold for $28,000. A town in Texas, Albert, Texas to be exact, was auctioned off for $2.5 million. A woman tried to sell her forehead for advertising space. Companies could bid to tattoo their logo on it. Someone once listed a slightly used Soul. Spoiler, it was taken down. And a Dorito shaped like the Pope's hat sold for over $1,200. eBay's impact, it operates in 190 plus markets worldwide. The term eBay millionaire refers to sellers who've earned over $1 million on the platform. There are thousands of them. And it inspired numerous competitors and niche spin-offs from local classifieds to luxury real estate sites, luxury resale sites. I remember back in the day, though, this is the 90s being on the web, Yahoo Auctions was a huge thing. I remember winning some auctions off of that. And it was like eBay, all right, check eBay. If they don't have it, you go to Yahoo Auctions. Now, this has been a few years since I looked into it, but I think Yahoo Auctions is still big in some Asian countries. I think China, or Japan. But anyways, just a fun fact for you here. Let's see. Some extra fun facts about eBay. It once auctioned off a cornflake shaped like Illinois, and it sold for $1,350. The company's mascot in early marketing was Jeffrey, a cartoon blue bear. I don't know if I remember that. There's an eBay university that teaches people how to sell effectively on the site. I do remember, maybe it was mentioned, if you ever watched the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin, I think it's in that movie, but they used to have stores where you could take your shit in, and people would list it. The store would list it on eBay for you. Because back then, some people still weren't even online, but they wanted to sell stuff online. So they would go to this shop, and the shop would work as like the middleman between them and eBay. So I don't think any of those shops exist anymore, because I think everybody and their grandma is on the internet now, and they could do things all on their own. Sad to say, it's crazy that everybody's online. Some of them shouldn't be, but regardless. That is your fun facts for eBay. I want to get into the fun facts of Pepsi. So, and then we'll get into some Halloween fun facts. Pepsi was invented in 1893 by a pharmacist named Caleb Bradham of North Carolina, and it was originally called Brad's Drink. I knew that. We're going to read these Pepsi fun fact. See if there is something I don't know. It was renamed Pepsi Cola in 1898, inspired by the digestive enzyme pepsin and the word dyspepsia, meaning indigestion. I knew all that. The original goal? To make a refreshing health drink that aided digestion, not a sugary soda, of course. Pepsi went bankrupt twice in 1923 and 1931 before bouncing back during the Great Depression with the slogan "twice as much for a nickel." Knew that. So the whole "twice as much for a nickel" is Pepsi was like the second hand soda, and Coke was the first one. So say Coke had 6-ounce bottles, Pepsi would sell 12-ounce bottles for the same price as Coke would charge for their 6-ounce. So, 5 cents for half of what you would get, in a Pepsi with Coke, or, you get twice as much. And that's how Pepsi kind of really angled and really kind of got a foothold in the thing, was like, hey, you get a whole lot more with Pepsi. Go with Pepsi. But these days, not so much. Pepsi was the first soft drink to use a celebrity endorsement. Baseball legend Satchel Paige in the 1940s. In 1984, Michael Jackson starred in Pepsi's now iconic commercials, but during one shoot, his hair caught fire due to pyrotechnics. He later received a $1.5 million settlement, which he donated to a burn center. Pepsi once made a song called "The Joy of Cola," which became a catchy ad jingle in the late 90s. Pepsi became the first U.S. product to be sold in the Soviet Union during the Cold War in 1972. To get around currency restrictions, Pepsi was traded for vodka. Alrighty. The Pepsi Navy. In 1989, Pepsi struck another vodka for soda deal with the USSR and ended up owning 17 submarines, a cruiser, a destroyer, and a frigate for a short time. A Pepsi executive joked to the U.S. government, "We're disarming the Soviet Union faster than you are." They quickly sold the ships for scrap metal. Excuse me. I've heard about the Pepsi Navy, but I didn't know the exact details about it. And I didn't know about Pepsi being traded for vodka in Russia. That's crazy. Weird facts about Pepsi. Pepsi once made a clear version called Crystal Pepsi in 1992. It flopped, but became a cult favorite decades later. Obviously, I wouldn't have known anything about Crystal Pepsi. No, not at all. Anyways, there was a Pepsi Ice Cucumber flavor in Japan. Yes, cucumber flavored soda. And no, I wouldn't know anything about that. No, not at all. Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that Pepsi Ice Cucumber. Let's see here. What else? Other limited flavors have included Pepsi Blue, Pepsi Fire, Pepsi Salted Caramel. I have all those. Nothing new. Tell me. I am not enthused. Give me more. I want to know more. Pepsi once had its own smartphone in China, the Pepsi P1. Now that I did not know. In 1996, Pepsi held the infamous Pepsi Points campaign. A man tried to claim a Harrier jet. After collecting enough points, it ended in a real court case, inspiring the Netflix doc Pepsi Where's My Jet. People have been asking me, have I seen that documentary? And I'm like, no. Does it include any new flavors? Does it tell me about the development of Crystal Pepsi or anything like that? No, it's some guy wanting a jet from Pepsi from this campaign. That was obviously sarcasm. I don't really care. I'm not That's not my deal. But I don't know. Maybe if I'm really, really bored, I may watch that, but I don't really care. Around the world, in India, Pepsi was the first Western product allowed back into the market after decades of trade restrictions. Pepsi Twist, a lemon flavored version, was so popular in some countries that it outperformed the original. Yes, Pepsi Twist is still available in so many countries, except the US. Pepsi has different recipes for different regions. It's sweeter in the US and less sugary in Europe. Yes, that is true. And I will say the best tasting Pepsi is from Iraq. I do have a Mexican Pepsi ready for me to consume. We'll see. Knowing how Mexican Coke is, and it's sweetened with real cane sugar, that's how this Pepsi is. So it just might be just, it may be just as good as real sugar Pepsi, you know? But we will see. Uh, one more thing I want to do. We will go over some Halloween fun facts since it is October and we're nearing the end of the month and celebrating Halloween. Let's see here. Americans spend over 3 billion on Halloween candy each year. It's the second biggest candy holiday after Easter. The most popular Halloween candy in the US, no surprise, the Reese's peanut butter cups, followed by M&Ms and Snickers. M&Ms is surprising to me. I don't know why it is, but I wouldn't think M&Ms cuz they're so basic. It's just chocolate in a candy shell, but I know they are huge. Huge promotion, M&M's world, the whole 9 yards. I enjoy M&M's, but still it kind of anyways. Candy corn was originally called chicken feed when introduced in the 1880s. Yes, I think I am the one who has a documentary on candy corn that goes deepest as you can possibly get. So I know all about that. Check that out. Dressing up in costumes comes from the idea of disguising oneself from ghosts that might roam the earth on Halloween nights. In pop culture, we've got the movie Halloween in 1978. It was shot on a $300,000 budget and made over $47 million worldwide. Michael Myers' mask was actually a painted William Shatner Captain Kirk mask from a costume store. Damn. I thought it was Mariah Carey, but anyways. Haunted attractions like haunted houses and hayrides make more than $500 million annually in the U.S., and Illinois produces more pumpkins than any other U.S. state. And being a fellow Illinoisan, I will tell you, everywhere you turn, there are pumpkins everywhere. Pumpkin patches. That is the thing to do in this area. It probably isn't a lot of places, but definitely here. You go anywhere within like a 10-mile radius and there's some farm that has a patch of pumpkins. You could go park your car, jump on their little tractor with the trailer gimmick. You sit in the back and they pull you to your pumpkin patch. All right, everybody, get off. Go on, pick up your pumpkin. Go on, get and you go out, pick and get big up. Wait for a trailer to come back with the tractor and we come pick you up. And then we'll take you back to the stand and you put on the little scale, right? And then you pay. And, it's the pumpkins. They're like $10 every pound. And I'll get your paper. So pumpkins have like gotten more expensive recently. I remember you could go and get like 3 or 4 decent sized pumpkins and they go and weigh it, and not $20 later you have them. But it's like now I'm paying $50 now for some pumpkins. We put them out on the front porch, and the squirrels got to them. They start chipping away and going, eating away at the pumpkins. So now we have to take them out and put them inside the foyer, which kind of sucks because they're for decoration. But we want these to live at least until Halloween so we can make jack-o'-lanterns. But anyways, yeah. It's bad. The squirrels are bad this year with that shit. But superstitions. Black cats became linked to bad luck and witches in the Middle Ages, but in some cultures, they're actually symbols of good fortune. Bobbing for apples started as a romantic fortune telling game in the 18th century England. And seeing a spider on Halloween was once believed to mean a loved one's spirit was watching over you. That's sweet. And the world record for the largest pumpkin ever grown weighs over 2,700 pounds. The first jack-o'-lanterns were made out of turnips, not pumpkins. People in Ireland carved faces into turnips to ward off evil spirits. The tradition comes from an Irish folk tale about Stingy Jack, a man who tricked the devil and was doomed to wander Earth only with a carved-out turnip lantern. Pumpkins are technically fruits, not vegetables. Mind is blown. They belong in the gourd family. The record for the fastest pumpkin carving is 16.47 seconds. It had to include eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. Ears is a new one. I never thought about carving ears into my pumpkin. 16 seconds. I think I could do that. 16 seconds. Like, what's included with that? Do you have to cut out the top or the bottom and get the guts out first and do all that? That's what needs to be put in here. The candy craze, Americans buy over 600 million pounds of candy every Halloween. The average trick-or-treater's bag can hold up to 11,000 calories worth of candy. Tootsie Rolls were the first wrapped penny candy in America and became a staple for trick-or-treaters. Skittles have beaten candy corn as the most popular Halloween candy in several U.S. states. Yeah, Skittles have been on the rise. Zoomers definitely do love their Skittles. I don't know, it's something about like how they're fruity and stuff. Like, I'm more of a chocolate man myself. I want chocolate stuff. I don't like the fruity, gummy kind of shit. I want my chocolate, all right? Witches and lore. Fun facts here. The image of a witch flying on a broomstick likely comes from the pagan fertility rituals that involved flying on poles or sticks after hallucinogenic herbs. In the 16th and 17th centuries, some people genuinely believed witches turned into cats or owls at night. The word witch comes from the Old English wic, meaning wise woman. Now, here are some odd Halloween facts. The world's largest Halloween parade takes place in Greenwich Village, New York City, drawing over 50,000 costume participants each year. The fear of Halloween has a real name, Samhainophobia. Harry Houdini, the famous magician, died on Halloween night, 1926. Some people leave food offerings outside their doors to appease wandering spirits, a leftover tradition from ancient Samhain rituals. And let's see. 1 in 5 adults still dress up for Halloween, not just kids. The top costumes in recent years include witches, vampires, ghosts, and Batman. Over 35 million Halloween cards are sent each year, making it the 6th most popular card-sending holiday, and pet costumes are now a $700 million industry, with dogs most often dressed as pumpkins, hot dogs, and bats. So, there you go. I want to get into Cobra Starship, but I think we'll have to save that for another day. I'll just say this right now: their music is very cheesy, and they were active. They started in 2005, originally disbanded in 2015, so 10 years. 2021, it looks like they got back together, and since 2024, they started up again. So I'll see what they're doing here. The band joined Fall Out Boy. I don't think they released a new song called Beautiful Life in October of 2021. They released another song, Party With You, and it was a B-side for Hot Mess. I guess they're just like playing Warped Tour and some shows. Um, whatever. Cobra Starship sucks. Anyways. All right. Let's get into this. The hot topic, the very juicy topic. I will give you my answer to this question. Someone wrote into Dear Abby, and she wrote, here's the headline: Finding myself in the arms of another man and in the middle of a messy love triangle. Let's see. Dear Abby, I'm a widow. My partner died 10 months ago. We were together for 7 years, but never married. I have now found a partner who's 12 years younger than I am. We love each other and want to be married. My problem is he is only separated from his wife. He says he doesn't want her and he hates her because she betrayed him. They are getting a divorce, but if I stay with him, I feel like I'll be stepping between them. What should I do? Stay and hope for the best or leave him? Well, if you're already thinking about this and, you love each other, that's what you say. If you love someone, the idea of leaving him would never come into your mind at all. Now, given whatever. I remember an old man that I used to work with told me all is fair in love and war. So, if you love somebody and no matter if they're attached or whatever, and they love you back and that's how it is, that's just how it is. I mean, it's sad. I've been on the receiving end of that, which ain't a good thing, but that's just the way it is. My problem, the problem is with this is the guy is 12 years younger. Okay, he might be a little immature because any man, when he's talking to a woman or any real man, would never have that much resentment towards someone that he doesn't want. So he's separated from his wife. If he's separated from his wife, he wouldn't, and he loves her, he wouldn't have any kind of even deep emotional thing for his wife, even hatred. Because hatred is such a strong emotion. If you have hatred for somebody, that means you still have a lot of connections and things stuck to the person. To where if you didn't, you wouldn't give a shit. They'd just be some person you don't even know anymore, So if he is going to this woman and saying, "Oh, I just hate her. She hurt me." Oh, I would see that as a red flag. As you need to sort yourself out. You need to calm down before we even pursue anything else. Because I don't know about you, but that really isn't a man if he's gonna be so emotional about somebody else to the point where he's like, "Oh, I can't. Trust me, I love you." Oh. That's just me. But I would say if you're this chick, you have that guy, "I'm separated, trust me, baby, I love you." You've been together for what? Your partner died 10 months ago. Okay? That's a little too fast to already be loving this one guy. He's 12 years younger than you. I feel like this is lust, and I think you are just along for this fun little ride. But I don't think this is love. And if that's what you're looking for is love, I would definitely say leave him. But if you're just looking for a good time, some chaos in your life, hey, be all do it. But don't be throwing around the word love, because this isn't it. This ain't it, y'all. This definitely isn't it. But what did Abby say? "Dear in the middle, this romance is in its infancy. You have been widowed for only 10 months. There's wisdom in the adage that after a trauma like the one you have suffered, a person should make no important decisions for a year." Exactly. This man or his wife Has this man or his wife filed the divorce papers, or is he only thinking about it? If the papers have been filed, then you are not coming between him and his wife. Divorce can also be traumatic, and frankly, I'm surprised this man would ever contemplate remarriage before his divorce. Yeah, why? Rather than decide whether to leave him, take your time and see how this relationship plays out. Yeah, definitely. Like, no, if this dude has such a bad experience with marriage, why would he want to jump right back into something else? Like, it just be done and just have fun the rest of your life. That's how I would see it. You get one shot. I feel that's how I feel about things. But yeah, to each their own. Okay. Now, we are at the main event, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about an hour into this live stream, and we are going to try the toxic waste candy. But we're going to shoot this as if it is I'm doing a cheat day review. So let me get my notes here, because we got a lot to talk about with this candy. Okay. So, let's start this from the beginning. Let's play along with me, alright? We're going to be doing a cheat day review style thing happening. What's up, everybody? Today we are reviewing Toxic Waste Sour Candy. So, this candy has been around since 2001, but I haven't seen it up until the past, 10 years. There's been all kinds of different flavors and variations of this that have been around, but this isn't the original with the yellow can and all that good stuff. Ugh. Now, there's sodas that have been out, there's chocolate bars, there's all that kind of stuff. But in this canister, it's supposed to be hazardously sour candy. Caution, consuming more than one piece at a time may cause irritation to mouth. Sensitive individuals should not consume this product. Yeah, so it's some pretty crazy stuff. There is some time in mouth. If you are keeping it in for 15 seconds and then spitting it out, you are a total wuss. For 30 seconds, you are a crybaby. 45 seconds, you're a toxie wannabe. And if you keep one of these candies in your mouth for 60 seconds, you are a full toxie head. All right, so let's get that full toxie head status. But first, yes, this yellow drum was first released in 2001. Then in 2007, Nuclear Sludge Chew Bar was out. And then in 2011, Sour Smog Balls were released. 2015, Slime Liquor Roller Candy were released. 2018, Nuclear Fusion Drum Mixing, 2 in flavors in one. So, yeah, it's just 2 flavors in one, nothing too crazy. 2021, Atoms. Oh, let me do that again. In 2021, Atoms, which were sour mini bits of candy, were released. 2023, Slime Liquor Squeeze candy tubes were available. 2024, Slime Liquor was relaunched with an improved design. And in 2025, right, this year, Blue Toxic Waste Drum is released with some new flavors. There's the Slime Liquor Spray, the Tap Fetty, and Zaps are candies that are going to be released or already released out there in the wild. So, there you go. That is basically the thick and thin of the history of toxic waste. It's made by Candy Dynamics out of Indianapolis. And here's what the can looks like there. Do we twist it? Oh, yeah, we twist it. Oh, there's a whole bunch in there. This comes apart. All right. Get a lot in here. Okay, I wasn't expecting all that. Shit. All right. So we got some green ones here, some yellow. What is this? This is watermelon. The yellow is lemon, obviously. The green is apple. Then we got a lot of red, which is black cherry, not just cherry. Then we got one blue. One blue. Another lemon. Another watermelon. And two more black cherry. So we only got one blue. That's kind of bogus. But let me check something real quick. Some more fun facts about this, to be honest. Okay, so it's supposed to be the most sour candy in the world. And the mascot is called Mr. Toxie Head. He was designed as a mutated scientist who loved sour experiments gone wrong. So the official lineup of flavors we got apple, lemon, watermelon, black cherry, and blue raspberry. Now, this candy in particular has become like part of a sour endurance test. It's like to really show if you could handle sour stuff or not. So, yeah, we have a cat that has joined the chat. Meow, meow. Oh no, she ran away. She saw what I'm about to do here. She doesn't want nothing to do about it. So that's basically it. I've been excited. I'm so ready to try this stuff. This is gonna be absolutely nuts. So, all right. I've heard somewhere too. You're supposed to put 5 of these in your mouth at once. Let's see. Toxic waste challenge. Or is it just you put 1 in your mouth? Let's see. I gotta watch through this. I'll cut all this out when I actually post the real review. You guys get a behind the scenes look here. So what does this guy do? I can't tell. This guy's video sucks. Let's see. Toxic waste. 5 at once. Okay, so that's the extreme variation. So, okay. We gotta start the timer here. Stop. Just so you know I'm not messing anything up here. Stopwatch. Alright. So let's do full screen. And I guess I'll use a black cherry. I got plenty of those. So open that up. There you go. Toxic Waste Black Cherry. Let's do this for 60 seconds. Starting now. Okay. Now. It's really not that bad. It's kind of weak. All the sourness is already worn off. I mean, unless there's something else that's about to happen here. I don't taste much of anything. Yeah, I just cracked it with my teeth. Okay, there's powder on the inside. Yeah, these really aren't that... Yeah, I'm way over a minute here. Take a look at there. Man, that is such a letdown. Okay, I was kind of scared at first trying 5 at once, but if that's all that is, I gotta do 5 at once. So let's restart this here. Put this back to the beginning. Reset that. And we'll do all flavors here. Here we got the apple. We'll put it in the little can. We'll have some fun. Well, you know what? Yeah. We're gonna have some fun here. Okay. Put an apple in there. Get a black cherry up in there. Do the blue raspberry up in here. We got lemon. Come on. And then, what else did we get a watermelon? Yeah, maybe we didn't. All right. So now we'll put all 5 of these in here and start the clock. I'll give these a head start. There we go. Oh. Okay. That is... Whew, that is something. Oh. I can definitely see now. Oh. 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 I'm past a minute. I'm gonna try and suck all the sourness off this can. Ugh. Ugh. My eyes are watering. I touched my eyes. Shit. Ugh. All right. I mean, that was tangy. It was a little tangy. Yeah, I definitely say if you are up for a challenge, let's stop that. If you are up for a challenge, I mean, you gotta do the 5. It's not that sour with just one. I would say a Warheads is a bit more sour than this. But you put 5 in there, I definitely feel like my tongue is, morphing or becoming some sort of toxic waste mutant experiment. You gotta throw something sugary on there on top, just to kind of even it out. Yeah. Whew. All right. So, flavor wise, taste wise, it's just like your average standard hard candy. After you suck all of the sugar or the sourness. Let me do that again. So the toxic waste candy itself, after getting past the sourness of it, it tastes like a standard hard candy. Now, they make this look completely crazy, and they do it on the basis of keeping one in your mouth for up to 60 seconds. But I will say, after about 30 seconds to 40 seconds, the flavor, the sourness wears off. And there isn't much else happening with it besides that. I mean, you could crack it open with your teeth, and there's a slight bit more sourness in it, but there's nothing inside of it that is going to be remotely more potent, sour-wise. I will say the test is putting 5 in your mouth. That was a bit crazy. That was a little unbearable to deal with, but it still wasn't that bad. Like, it's a little extreme, but nothing that's like, I would say 5 out of 10 on the extreme thing. I've tried the Packy one chip challenge. That is a 10. This is a 5, on the extreme kind of challenge style thing. All in all, would I try this again? I mean, sure, for what it is, it's a fun little novelty. If I wanted to, maybe try a challenge with my nieces or something, I would see it'd be very extreme, for them. Like, they'd feel cool afterwards, being like, yeah, I've tried this. This ain't no big deal. But, as an adult man that has tried a lot of things in his life, I will say this ain't that bad. It's not crazy. So if your kid comes up to you wanting to try this, just be like, yeah, sure, man. Whoa, that's crazy. Do you think you could handle it? Okay. Well, all right, pick it up. Yeah, we'll see. But, yeah. Toxic waste, altogether, it is definitely sour. You got to put 5 in your mouth to have that happen. If you're a male or a man or an adult in general. But besides that, yeah. Anyways, that's it for this cheat day review. Thank you guys for watching. I will give Toxic Waste Hazardous Candy an 8 out of 10 on the sour and just the candy side. I mean, it is what it is. So 8 out of 10. It is definitely sour. And that is it for this cheat day review. Thank you guys for watching. I am DJ Glowing Ice, always wanting to remind you that it is okay to cheat every once in a while. And I will see you next time. Peace out. Okay, boom, boom. We got a review done tonight. Cool. It's going to need some editing, obviously, but we got that taken care of. And we are done for this live stream. Thank you guys for watching. It is currently, what are we at? It's 1:53 a.m. here. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was awesome. Kicked a lot of ass. Got a lot of stuff happening. And that is it. Thanks. And Cole from Cole Snack Attack, thanks for chiming in. I just hope everything's good on your end. I haven't heard anything back, but everybody else checking it out. That's it. Have a good one. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Peace out. All right.